Nimbus, the space gate to Dark World is charged up and now open. Welcome back, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. It's your boy KDZ, bringing you guys another market watch. And again, guys, the reason why we do these videos is because I have a huge passion for trading card games. I love talking about trading card games, and I want to continue to build a community that has the same love and passion for admiring autos, quarters, lure windows as I do. And with that, let's get into it. Yeah, the YCS Indy ended yesterday with Sinful Spoils, Rescue Ace taking it all. And it took like the majority of top cut. It was like 14 of the 32 top cut decks. So a very strong showing from Rescue Ace, Diabell Store, which I think is pretty cool. You see the market kind of reflecting that right now. Let me go ahead and refresh this. I'm not sure if this is the same one we left off from yesterday because this is where we left off. Is the prices changed? Anything different? Okay, no. So this is legit. 9 listings as low as 168, market price 136.48 for Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils, the spell card. And then for Diabell Store, the Black Witch, 8 listings as low as 164.92, market price 156.19. So lower on listings. It's still a 2-for-1 for the Diabell Store and close to the 2-for-1 for the Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils, just a little bit more. Superstar Slayer, Typhoon, Sky Crisis is falling in value. But Mseti, this card, 88.25. I feel like that's really, really cheap for what it is. I want to do a deeper dive. That Visa Samsara is down in terms of listing. But let me read this real quick. Wait, hold on. Let's go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Guide. Age of Overlord, yes. Happy Mseti. This is what we're looking for. These Horus cards, I didn't read them the last time I was in here. It's a dark spellcaster. A dark spellcaster, a water beast, a wind beast warrior, and a earth winged beast. So Happy is the wind one. So Mcity, if you control, let's go ahead and zoom in on this. If you control King Sarcophagus, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only special summon once per turn this way. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, including this card. Add 1 King Sarcophagus from your deck to your hand, then you can draw 1 card. If another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while this card is in your monster zone, you can send 1 card on the field to the graveyard. So it doesn't target. It's non-targeting, non-destruction removal of any card on the field. And it's if another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect. Okay, so you can't manipulate it. It's in your own cards and then activate MCD. It has to be in response to something that your opponents do. But this is extremely powerful. It enables cards in the graveyard. Not only does it enable cards in the graveyard, now I see why people were running this with Phantom Knight, because you can easily put a Phantom Knight in the graveyard, get King Sarcophagus, and get a draw, and get this back. Do they all have, if King Sarcophagus is on the board, that you get to special summon them? You can special summon this card from your graveyard, okay? If you control, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. And if you control, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Let's see if we can find King Sarcophagus. Horus monster you control cannot be destroyed by card effects that do not target them. Okay, so you have to target them to destroy them. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, send 1 Horus monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay. So, okay. You can only use this effect of King Sarcophagus up to 4 times per turn? You can, well, hold on. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, send 1 Horus monster from your deck to the graveyard. 1 card, so it can be any card. It doesn't have to be a monster. You can use it up to 4 times. And if your Horus monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send that opponent's monster to the graveyard. What is this? Whose idea was it to make a card like this? What? No wonder why people were so hyped about this. Are you kidding me right now? Talking about completely changing the meta. You think tier elements changed the meta? Tier elements wasn't splashable like this. Especially now that the guy is gone. I mean, I suppose you had to get rid of him. I suppose you had to get rid of the guy. And his Starlight rare, $70. Oh my goodness. For this lore window, criminally undervalued. But I guess you had to get rid of him because he stops all of that. He shuts it all down. He is like, I don't ever see him coming back, but he is like, his power is on another level when you think about it. The fact that he completely shuts down the Horus deck, as powerful as Horus is incredible. Once per turn, you can exceed. No, that doesn't matter. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Once per chain, each time a card is banished, attach one banished card to this card as material. Once per turn, you can attach 3 materials from this card, then target one card on the field, banish it face down. And that's a quick effect. Okay, but he doesn't have a negate. So you can, I feel like you can like imperm him. So there's ways to deal with a Rise Hard. He's definitely troublesome if you don't have the out. If you don't have the out, it's almost like a walking D shifter, which is really, really strong. But the cashiers are arguably, I wonder when they did that like no ban list YCS in Japan, I wonder if cashier was available or like the regional, whatever they did. I wonder if you could play cashier. Because I'm thinking if you could play cashier, I want to say that cashier, because of a rise for it, would be the best deck. It can lock out your zones. It can attack your extra deck. It can prevent you from using the graveyard. I wonder about that. I'd like to see that. A no ban list tournament right now with the current card pool that we have right now. But let me go back to Age of Overlord. This Arise Heart, yes, is banned, but this Arise Heart Starlight Rare is incredible value. Imseti and King Sarcophagus are dirt cheap. These should be right. These honestly probably these should be spot 4, spot 5 in the set. I don't know. Yeah. I believe that they should be spot 4, spot 5. I feel like Superstar Slayer Typhoon should be spot 6, and then it should be everything else. Arius the Labyrinth Butler should not be worth more than M City or King Sarcophagus. Not after reading those. I don't even know what Arius does, but it just doesn't. It didn't do enough for Labyrinth to get Labyrinth to have more piece of the top cut than what it did. This Infernal Flame Banshee is incredibly cheap. Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils, 28 listings as well as $54, market price $59.09. I want to say the base price for a secret rare, the EBP was I think 32. So this is above the EBP. Whereas SP Little Knight 78.74 still around the $80 price point. Like I said, I'm calling for Little Knight to fall down to like a 60, a 64, 65-ish range. I think it's going to drop about $13 to $15. And I think Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils is going to drop like $20. I really do believe that, but I don't know. I said that before seeing the YCS, and after seeing the demand and the use, like the wanted cards, the Black Witch cards, the Dia Bell Store cards, they Power Creep tier. in combination with Rescue Ace. They power creep tier, but it's like they're going to be competing with the horse cards. I wholeheartedly believe that when people start practicing different decks that send cards to the graveyard, I see why. I see why people would even. And of course, like always, guys, we're doing these manga watches outside alive with the live shooting alive with you guys. So of course, you're going to hear the birds and the bees and the wind blowing in the background and your occasional motorcycle, driving by. But I can understand why people are using horse with tier because it sends cards to the graveyard, which enables tier. But yeah, I really do feel like the Diabell Star Rescue Ace deck power creeps tier, but I feel like the ceiling on Horus is higher. I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like it's higher than what the Rescue Ace Diabell Star deck can do. The ceiling of it as an engine. I feel like there's a deck that you can probably couple it with. Like, what about like Adventure Horus or something like that? Wouldn't that be busted? I mean, M City is locked behind. I mean, the QCSR is dirt cheap. You can get a playset of the MCT QCSR for the price of what it will cost to pull one. So that's great value. Same thing with the King Sarcophagus. You're getting a little bit more than a playset. You're getting like 4 copies. And then King Sarcophagus just has the regular ultra rare. I wonder if that's like appreciated from $6. MCT Glory of the Horse. His market price is right at the base price for a secret, but then these 26 listings a little bit as low as 28.74, a little bit lower than that. But 26 listings. There's more listings for QCSRs than there are for MCT, the regular secret rare. They got any more Horus QCSRs? Testina, they're using Exceeds. Okay. Darkhold Dragon, 40 listings as low as $30. TG Limit or Removal, 63 listings as low as $20. Market price 30. If that's the market price got it at 30, but that's probably going to be the cheapest QCS one. You got Divine Temple of the Snake Eye, 45 listings as low as $16.94 for this QCSR, and then you have TG Glaive Blaster, 58 listings as low as $16.99, market price $23.75. I swear, I'm not sure if I said it was going to be when the 25th Rarity Anniversary Collection came. I said it was when that comes out, we're going to get like more $5 and cheaper QCSRs. And I feel like some of these are going to have the potential to go down even further beyond that, even though the base price right now is sitting at $280. $300. And the TG QCSRs are like $20 a pop. Outside of like the Dragon R is like 40 or something. But that's nothing. Then Tainted of the Testina down here, another QCSR. The 36 listings is low as $17.97. Arius is actually appreciating in value. That was like $12. No, King Sarcophagus is 64 listings as low as $5.15. Market price $6.98. It looks like Triff, because Triff got top 4 with the Visas deck, and he played 3 of the Samsars, and he pointed out very heavily that you need 3 of these cards, and I feel like that's created some hype for it because now it's appreciating from like $5.55 to now 35 listings is all $7. Market price $6.96. I know you guys have heard me talk about this lure window. I actually thought it was going to go down in value. I thought it was going to be a sub $4 secret, because I thought it was only going to be like a 2 of, maybe a 1 of in the deck. I didn't realize it was going to be a 3 of. But that demand actually, and of course the lure window is exceptional. I mean, as the collector would say, magnificent. That lure window is, yes it is. No waifu tax, yes it is. Very nice. $21 playset. I'm not enthusiastic about that. I want to say give it a little bit of time, let it die, let the hype die down, especially 2 weeks from now. Well, maybe not even 2 weeks, maybe like a week from now. Because like I said, once we start getting tomorrow, when we start getting reveals for that 25th Rarity Anniversary Collection, People are going to forget all about this stuff. As great as it is, people are going to forget. Like, it's what have you done for me lately? And when they start seeing all those other cards in different rarities, people are going to start trying to create capital and preparing to go in on the 25th rarity anniversary collection. They're going to be like, ooh, I want to get Ash Blossom in 4 of these 7 rarities. I want to get well, let's go ahead and see some of the cards on the list. I want to get Ghost Bell in 4 of these 7 rarities. I want to get what are some other like fan favorite lore windows that we got up in here? Nibiru, I want to get that in QCSR. The win. Why, Konami? Eldritch, the Golden Lord. I want to get that in QCSR, even though I haven't seen Eldritch in ages. The deck did not get touched on the ban list whatsoever. It's a trap deck. Does it use normal traps or are they continuous? Because if it uses normal traps, I'm like, where the heck is the Labyrinth Eldritch deck? Let's take a gander real quick. Eldritch the Mad Golden Lord, Eldritch the Golden Lord, and then we're gonna reverse engineer this. Look at that, 16. I try to sell mine as quickly as possible, guys. It's coming down. It's coming hard. The 25th Rarity Anniversary Collection. We like I said, every day, guys. We wake up. It's a day closer. It's now next weekend is when it's here, guys. Next weekend. The wait is over. It's officially over, and 55 listings as well as $16 marketplace 2410 for Eldritch the Goat and Lord. But the reason why we came back here was to look at some of the traps. Okay, so normal trap, Conquistador, continuous. Okay, so the majority of them are continuous. However, Elixir of the Scarlet Sanguine, which is like one of the most important traps, is a normal trap, which allows you to use Eldritch himself. And El Dorado Adelantado is another normal trap, but those normal traps, they enable everything. Now let me read Eldritch real quick. What does he even do? You can send this card and 1 spell trap from your hand to the graveyard and target 1 card on the field, send it to the graveyard. Okay, but you have to target it. It doesn't destroy, but it is targeting non-destruction removal. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 spell trap you control to the graveyard, add this card to your hand, then you can special summon 1 zombie monster from your hand, and if you do, until the end of your opponent's turn, it gains 1,000 attack and defense and cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay, what was it? How do you use this? You can send 1 spell trap you control to the graveyard. Yo, when we get super rare Eldritch the Goat and Lord, you're going to see Eldritch the Goat and Lord on a lot of different stuff because he can just be used with his effect alone in any deck. Like you could just put him himself in there. Well, it's level 10. Level 10 exceeds. I don't know. It's tough to use him for anything extra deck outside of like a Link Summon, which is still pretty good because you can continue to send spell trap cards to the graveyard to you can continue to send those to the graveyard to special summon him back and still use special summon him again and then use him for a Link Summon. So it works. A fusion works, Link Summon works. His price point, it definitely warrants what it was. Now I definitely understand why the secret rare never bent that knee, but it's going to be dope. I can't wait to get my hands on him. That was the first time I actually read that card in the 3 years that it's been out. So that's cool. QCSR Ultimate Rare Element. That's dope. Let's go back. Yeah, I'm surprised we still haven't seen more of Eldritch because he can just enable decks to give them an extra boost that can send cards to the graveyard. Especially like the fact that a spell or trap is so strong. Like if they just said trap, then it would be restricted to trap decks. But because it says spell and trap, that means you can use it in spell card decks. That's busted. Like this is the like Age of Overlord is the new kid on the block, but even with that on the block, this is the set that has all of that's headlining the news. It's 2 weeks out and it's headlining, even with a new set that just dropped. In my opinion, like I'm gonna probably be looking over like a card from this every day. I wanted to say that there was another card out of there that I wanted to see, but it's not coming to me off the top of my head. Bystral had a pretty strong showing. Like I said, Rescue Ace. For some reason, I'm not a fan of Amazing Defenders. Like, I don't like the name of the set. I don't like the aesthetic, like the color palette of the set, like that yellow and pink or whatever it is, yellow and orange and white. Like, I don't like that. It looks like orange sherbet. I don't like that. And then you have like the Pearly chords. I'm not a huge fan of like the cute decks. So Pearly, I'm not a fan of that. Um Rescue Ace, I think looks kind of cool. Machines are always cool. The Mekanko, I don't like the name of that Mekanko. What kind of name is Mekanko? Um, the waifu text does nothing for me. It has some pretty cool picks in terms of collector's rares. The 1-for-1, I feel like that's really good value. Core Trooper to Gizmek Orochi, if they gave like another like Gizmek Kaku or something, if they gave that like a collector's rare, that'd be dope. Just giving Gizmek Orochi one is not that cool. 35 listings as well as 1519 mark price 1812 for Gizmek Orochi collector's rare. Core Trooper 35 listings as well as 1875 mark price 2121. This was bought out to like 30. It's finally bottomed out, incredibly cheap. Rescue Ace Turbulence Ultra Rare 16 listings as well as 1845 mark price 1512. That's up. Turbulence got the collector's rare too. The collector is down though. 22 listings as well as 47.94 mark price 57. And then Rescue Ace Hydrant 25 listings as well as 56.49 mark price 57.29. Like that ultra rare is way up in value. I mean, it's double the EBP. I think it's a little bit over double EBP for what the base price of what an ultra rare should be coming out of this set, which is as Perfect Cell would say, incredible staying power. But nevertheless, you got a Soul Day, Two Tails of the Noble Knights, 34 listings as well, $62 mark price 65.95. That makes sense. It's actually exceptional value. I think you're looking at a 3-for-1 for that. Like the base price of a collector's rare to pull one at random is like $200. 34 listings as well, $62 for a Soul Day. Yeah, you can get a play set for 200. So incredible value. Still 2-for-1 on the Rescue Ace Hydrant. And of course, guys, we look at these TCG markets as if they're in a vacuum, as if we live in these TCG worlds, as if there's nothing else to buy other than trading cards. And of course, guys, none of this is financial advice. This is not a financial advising channel. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you guys how I look at these TCG markets. And even with the spikes in value, like a lot of these cards are still primed to be picked up. Oh, interesting card. What is it? Pure Lily? I don't know how to spell that. Oh, 2 R's. Pure Lily, is that right? Oh no, I spelled it wrong. Oh my goodness. This is $14. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the cute decks, but considering the other printing for this is common, this deck just got placed third place at the YCS. This is a 3 of in the deck, and it's really good. It being $13, as Fresh would say, that's too easy. That's too easy. I mean, he's talking about how like his Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries fell out to 15. You're picking these up at 15. You should be looking at nothing but profits. But I mean, of course, it depends on how much you put into the card. Like if you put $100 into this card, and the card doubles in price, then your $100 investment will double essentially. But if you put $100 into this card, and this price triples, a triple, I mean $300, you coming up on a couple hundred. It's not bad, but I mean it really just goes however much you put in. But this is incredible value. What else is going on? Branded Fusion, $31.49. Triple Tactics Thrust, $104. Branded Lost, Sync Realm. I've never seen that card. Yeah, everything else is cents on the dollar. Once you get past the ultra rare, like literally, it's cents on the dollar. That Nimble Angler, if that's like the highest rated Nimble Angler, that might be pretty good value. There was a archetype I was interested in looking at. Let me take a gander at Gizmek. What we going back here at Gizmek? Gizmek Uka, the Festive Fox of Fecundity. 49 listings as well as 328, market price 531. I want to say they got bought out. Oh, look at Gizmek Orochi, the Serpentron Sky Slasher, original print secret rare. 108 listings as well as 167, market price 215. This used to be a $30 secret, and the collector's rare can't even hold 20. And then you have Gizmek Kaku, the Supreme Shining Sky Stag, another secret rare out of Ignition of Soul. 87 listings as well as 95 cents, market price $1.74. These Gizmek secret rares are really cheap. And then you have Sacred Scrolls of the Gizmek Legend, another Gizmek secret rare. 170 listings as well as 11 cents, market price 32 cents. I've never really read these cards, but considering they have a whole archetype based around them and they have a lot of secret rares, I'd be hard pressed to think there isn't some type of utility there. They're all machines, so they're all the same type. They're different levels. They're different attributes. And do they all have matching? They all have matching attacks and defenses. I feel like there could be something there. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody play Gizmex. But of course, guys, we can't be out here all day. Hopefully, I provided some value with this live stream market watch. I'm like Kakarot. Send me your energy so we can get that space gate charged up for part 2. And with that, we're going to be getting up out of here. Nimbus. Are we in there? Are we in there? Yeah, we in there.